offhand, do you recall how many American fellows were on your course?
I think there were about 6 of us.
So when that transfer train came around, did they warn you in advance that it was coming?
Yes.
And then this fella, one day the train shows up and you guys go and
meet him, yeah.
And did you go? There were apparently 3 cars: Marine, Navy, and Army. Did you go through the 3 cars, or how did that work?
I just was in one car. Yeah.
And that was for the Army Air Corps then.
Yeah.
The others you didn't. You didn't travel through those at all.
No. General Henry was in charge.
And he's the one that told you, gave you the.
Yeah.
And you feel he was twisting your arm, or what was the feeling?
Oh no, he was very, very pleasant. He says, hey, you got an opportunity here, and it'll be a one-time opportunity, and says, I want you all to think about it, and give me your answer.
And did you have to give the answer immediately then, while you were in the car, or?
Oh, within half an hour. Yeah.
So he let you wander around and then come back again?
Yeah.
Was there quite a crowd there, fellas transferring at that time?
Oh, it seemed to be quite a few, yeah.
And then once they swore you in to the Army Air Corps at the same time in the train car?
Oh, I don't remember. I think it was a Chanute, if I remember right.
I see.
I think.
And then the other fellows that transferred, then what was the deal then? You stayed on that train, or you caught another train?
Oh no, you left a few days later.
I see.
Had to go back to camp, and clear things up there and sign out and everything.
And what the other fellows on course, the Canadian fellows, what did they say? Did they give you any send-off or anything when after you decided to transfer, when you went back to
they just said good luck,
And that was the end of it?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
No special send-off or anything?
No.
But I think the ones that were beyond their elementary training, I think they were a little more attached to the RCAF. So I think some of them, they stayed in more than the fellows in elementary.
Absolutely. If you'd been in the next phase, why?
Yeah.
It would have made a big difference.
Now, did you wear your RCF uniform down there, or once you transferred, what was the transfer procedure when you?
I did. I just packed up my stuff. I went back to the barracks and packed up my stuff, and they gave me a voucher for the train. I took a train down to Rantoul, Illinois, where they sent me to Chanuteville, Illinois, to wait for class. And I went down in uniform,
In your RCAF uniform?
Yes.
Yeah. And what did they think of you when you got there in this RCAF uniform?
Oh, they didn't know what to do with me.
What did they say?
Well, they issued me uniforms, and everything, and swore me in and everything. That was no problem. Then they didn't know what to do with me until I got my class assignment, so they put me in the MPs. And then I finally got my class assignment and went to San Antonio to pre-flight school. I went to a British flying school in the United States. They had 6 of them. And one of them was at Miami, Oklahoma. That's where I was, where I went through. And ended up with RF wings and ours both.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's quite a deal.
Where'd they send you after that?
Well, I went from there, from flying school, went to Mitchell Field in Milwaukee. That was a holding area, too. And then I got assigned to Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania Central Airlines. They sent a bunch of us down there to fly with the airline captains and check us out in transport operations. So, which was real good, too. And went from there to Long Beach, California. It was a ferry outfit. And ferried airplanes all over the world until, that was, I left, Long Beach, then, Then I got assignment to India. So I flew the hump in India and China.
I see. And looking back at your RCAF days, what's some of the things that stick in your mind from your days in the RCAF?
Oh, I enjoyed every minute. And one of the things was the food. God, I went to 214 pounds. We had the best food I ever run into.
And what else sticks in your mind when being an American in the RCAF? Anything else?
Well, we had a good time there too. People treated us right, no problems. We had, on our left shoulder, we had a little USA on our uniform. And at that time, remember, they had a movie come out, Yanking the RAF.
Yeah.
And so we got a little recognition through that.
Yeah. What would people say when you go into town and they see this USA on your shoulder? What type of comments would you get from people?
Most of them were, glad we come up there. Yeah. Yeah.
So they saw the USA and they make mention of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what type of thing? What would they say? Just offhand.
Oh, just well, they asked why we come up, and we tell them, hey, we want to get in this war, And they thought, they just laughed, say, well, that sounds great,
Good, yeah, yeah. Yep. Now, what was the talk among the other American fellas at that time once you'd signed up? What was the feeling being in the RCAF? How did they talk about it, or how did they get along with the other Canadians? Were you all one big happy family, or how did it work out that way?
We didn't have any trouble. We all assimilated right into the whole thing. And there was no negativism at all. Boy, everybody was gung-ho, getting that war.
So you're all fighting for the same cause. Nobody said, what are you fellas doing up here? Not anything like that? Or No. And did you ever consider staying in and not transferring?
Well, I gave it quite a thought, And I thought, well, it's probably right. It's probably the best time to go,
Did any fellas decide to stay in your group, or?
Not in my group, but I knew another guy who was in the West Eastern Command. He stayed.
And what was his reasoning for staying?
He married a girl from St. Catharines.
Oh. And so he stayed in then till the end?
Yeah.